guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Dirt and Pavement Productions. Today we're going to be taking apart the, I almost did it again. This is my second take of the intro. I keep accidentally calling this the H, the 504. So we're just going to be taking some parts off of it, air cleaner, distributor wires, fuel tank maybe even. Just really going to start ripping her all apart. If you don't know where to start, you start from the beginning, including the grill. I was thinking about saving the grill on this, but it's so beat up I might just turn it into a wall ornament. That's one of the few pieces of sheet metal I might order. Now I did go to Red Power Roundup 2025 this year, and I did get some sheet metal for the sides as well as for underneath the steering wheel here. The little sheet metal that went right around here, but there's still a lot more sheet metal I need to get to really fill out this tractor. So without further ado, let's get to working on this 504. Now, when I was draining the gas last night, turns out there's a little bit more than 5 gallons in there, so that spoiled my cardboard, but at least that actually soaked up all the fuel. Now getting underneath here, I just want to prove something, Neil. This is not a 3/8 plug. A lot of people are thinking it was a 3/8 plug. Well, that's a 3/8 drive right there, folks. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's like a 5/16 or something, but that's what we're not working on today. We'll come back to that another time. Time to drain some coolant. This heater's been around here since Lord knows how long. Oh yeah. She's a little taut. Channel lock to the rescue. There we go. Don't make too much of a mess, buddy. Please. Now, I can't remember the cooling capacity on the C153 engines, or at least the C153 combo with the 504. I definitely think we'll have enough here. That coolant was a little dirty, but I think that was actually just debris buildup from here, because as soon as it started draining, it stopped being dirty. I thought it was oil in the coolant, but no, it's fine. It's actually fine. I think just some scale builds up in the old coolant heater here, the old inline coolant heater. All right, can I leave you alone? Sweet, I can. Well, the coolant's draining on the 504 here. Let's take off this front radiator grill. You can tell it's had some custom bracketry before. Again, this was a loader tractor. I think what happened is they picked up something with the loader, it's swaying back, and did a little nicking on the front grill here. It's savable, but I don't know if it'd be worth my time. Maybe this inner grill part's savable. Ooh, I will say, I need to go get some Ziploc bags so I can label every single bag, every single nut and bolt. That's how I like to organize my process. I know everyone does theirs a little differently, but the way I do it is every single bolt from every single apparatus I take off, I put in a bag and say radiator bolts. And then I'll put a piece of painter's tape over it, and I'll write on the painter's tape what it is, because I found out the hard way, if you write Sharpie on a plastic bag, it will smear away. And the next thing you know, you'll have a box full of 100 different bags, and you won't know what any of that hardware it goes to. I put an entire engine together once like that. That was really fun. Now, one thing worth noting too is, well, none of the hardware holding this grill on is original, so actually it might not even be worth saving these bolts. They might just go in the spare bolt bin, because you can tell that these are supposed to go into like threaded inserts, for lack of better words, and those are non-existent anymore, so you have to source those or figure something out. I'd like to stay as original as possible with some exceptions. For example, I think I'm keeping that alternator on there. That being said, I do still have the original generator for this. That was easy to take off. It's a good wall hanging piece. Next up here, we'll take off the air cleaner. Slit. Just for simplicity's sake, helps me get around things here better. I think tonight's ultimate objective is to remove the radiator. There we go. pop you loose too. Not that you were probably sealing or even holding it to begin with. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's off of 2504 too. At least they kind of took the time to paint it red. And to save on plastic bags when I can, I just take the hardware and I'll put it back in the hole in which it came from and thread it back on in. These are actually IH bolts too. So I like keep it on the old hardware when I can. Might as well take off this goofy air intake too. Next up, let's do this rat hose. Lower rad hose next. Don't know if I'll be able to get this one out actually, given the angle she's at, but I'll at least kind of loosen it up. Oh yeah, that's what I was expecting. It's okay, we only caught about 2/5 of that. It's a fun little piece. Oh, always making a mess. Ask my neighbor. Well, would you look at this? I was about to set this pipe on the bench. There's a drain plug right there for the coolant. Who would have thunk? Oh well, now I'm a little bit more dangerous. Next up here, popping off the transmission cooler lines / hydraulic lines. Different size. Luckily I got a combination wrench. Maybe they do that on purpose. I gotta remove this guy in order to get to the bolts that holds on said cooler. Oh, you're a different size too. I don't want to force that. See, I don't snap anything here. She's pretty tight. It feels like it's coming out. Stop. Don't scare me like that. Yeah, I meant to do that. The shroud needs to be removed first before I can pull the rat up. Gotta do that quick. So bare without a radiator. Got a little propeller in the front now. Nice. Oh, so glad to finally be ripping this poor tractor apart. Plus it comes with a couple free bolts and nuts and washers, so I mean it's basically paying for itself. Alrighty guys, that is a wrap for today. We did pretty good, just getting the radiator off and a few other things. I mean, it's kind of easier to do when you're missing half your panels, but yeah, it would put together pretty smooth. I'm not sure what I'll tackle tomorrow. I just kind of like tackling them as I go. And I am really wanting to rip this engine apart, and I'm probably going to rebuild it. Before I get much deeper into it though, I should do a compression test. If the compressions check out fine, maybe I'll leave it, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if I get a low compression, I mean the cylinders, I don't know what the tolerance is with International Harvester, but probably 20-30 PSI tolerance, then I'll probably rebuild it. And I'm not that afraid to rebuild it. These C153 engines, carbureted 153 engines, come from a long line of International engines. Starting in, I think the C, even the A maybe, when it was just like a 113 cubic inch, but I digress. This engine does not have sleeves in it. It's one of the few International engines that's sleeveless. It's a parent bore block, like a 350 Chevy, for example, or 351 Windsor for you Ford guys. So that is going to cost additional money because I can't really do the machining myself in-house here. I would have to go and take it to a machine shop if I really needed to get it bored. Chances of that happening are probable. I mean, this engine has been worked really hard, and it might need more than just a quick hone, but we'll get there when we get there. I'll take some measurements with some depth gauges and all that good stuff. Anyways guys, if you liked the video, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around for more content like this. Been dropping a video every day so far. It's not the plan, but it kind of works out like that. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking around, and I don't know how you have the free time to watch me, but awesome. You guys have a great rest of your day, night, and Happy New Year, because it is 31st, and in 4 hours here, it'll be 2026. And by the time I drop this video, it'll probably be 2026. Y'all have a good one.